What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. First off, I want to thank you so much for clicking this video. So this channel is going to be an open forum for you guys. I like to talk hoop and get other fans' opinions. I don't want to be the end-all, be-all basketball YouTube. Content on this channel will go over basketball news, rumors, scenarios, general basketball discussion, as well as top 5, top 10 lists. I will try to respond to each comment because I'm new to this YouTube thing and I want as much feedback as possible to help the channel grow. All that said, I am a fan of the most recent NBA champions, Golden State Warriors. Now before you go and click that back button, let me first say that yes, the Warrior fan base has grown tremendously in the past few years. And yes, with that brought a lot of casual fans. But don't be mistaken, Oracle has been rocking since even before the two-time MVP stepped foot in Oakland. That brings us to number 10 on the list, Warrior fans. A lot of people on social media think Warrior fans just came out of nowhere. They just sprouted out of nowhere in 2013. Now they did gain a ton of new fans after a truly promising showing versus Spurs in 2013. But did you know that since 2005, Golden State has been in top half of the NBA in attendance? Now that might not seem like much, but when you consider the fact that there are 3 other teams in California that you can choose from, it's pretty impressive. The Bay Area has a slew of sports teams, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, but there's only one team that they can all come together for come tip-off. Number 9, Baron Davis. Jay Rich by himself was a treat to watch every night. ESPN even had a saying that every night that it's not a top 10 list unless Jason Richardson is involved. I mean, this is the guy that had the audacity to bounce the ball off Carlos Boozer's head during the rookie-sophomore game. But what's better than the highlight reel of flashy athletic guard?
Another one.
Enter Boom Dizzle. Baron Davis immediately gave Golden State one of the top backcourts in the league, along with Jay Rich. Not only that, Baron brought excitement back to Oakland. Highlight play after highlight play, the Golden State Warriors were fun to watch again. But you can only go so far with 2 players that succeed on skill set alone. Enter number 8 on the list, Don Nelson. One of the greatest coaches of all time and the coach with the most wins in NBA history, Nelly brought small ball back to the Bay. Nelly's coaching style unlocked the winning formula with the Warriors as his style of play fit the guards on the roster seamlessly. So much so that second-year guard Monte Ellis earned Most Improved Player of the Year. Fans just hope that Monte showed up in playoffs. But that's neither here or there. The Warriors as constructed lacked athleticism in the front court. They lacked players with killer instinct. Which brings us to number 7 on the list, Steven Jackson and Al Harrington. Nelson finally got a small ball center in the trade for Al Harrington. They got rid of stiffs who just weren't a fit for Nelly's coaching style. Jackson and Harrington seemed rejuvenated, joining the already dynamic backcourt in Baron Davis and Jason Richardson. The team clicked, and ultimately, after 13 years of no playoffs in the Bay, the 2006-2007 Golden State Warriors finally clinched a playoff berth on the road in Portland. This, as you know, led to the We Believe team that upset the 67-win Dallas Mavericks in the first round. Unfortunately, the run was short-lived as the Warriors lost the very next round in 5 games versus Utah Jazz. Golden State's small ball lineup had problems containing Utah's front court. Fortunately, we were at least left with one of the most disrespectful dunks in NBA history. After another great basketball season in the Bay, the Warriors came up short appearing back-to-back playoffs. 48 wins was ultimately not enough in the Western Conference. The Warriors drafted Anthony Randolph in 2008 and he showed franchise potential in his rookie year, drawing eyebrow-raising praise from the likes of Kobe Bryant and Lamar Odom. Randolph was set to be the next in line until the 2009 NBA Draft. Number 6 on the list is none other than Stephen Wardell Curry. Golden State sat in pick number 7 and was supposedly set on selecting Arizona's Jordan Hill. Another option that was being discussed was that if Stephen Curry were to be available at 7, the Warriors would then select the star guard from Davidson and then ship him to Phoenix to bring Amari Stoudemire to the Bay. Thanks to David Kahn's incompetency, Stephen Curry was still available at the number 7 pick. I mean, if you were going to actually pick 2 point guards back to back, why not pick one that can actually play a 2 guard and, shoot? Nonetheless, and much to the dismay of Knicks fans in the building, Stephen Curry was selected by the Golden State Warriors at 7. Phoenix had their guy, right? Wrong. Coach Nelson and then GM Larry Riley immediately told Steph that he can unpack his suitcase because he's not going anywhere. This move was met with scattered reactions, especially from the players on the team. Jackson and Monte really wanted to play with Amari, and it reared its ugly head during media day. Monte was asked a question on whether he and Steph can play together. Monte held nothing back and said, "No, we can't do it." On media day. Curry immediately showed promise as a true franchise player in his rookie year, just narrowly losing Rookie of the Year to Tyreke Evans. After another year of not making the playoffs, Warrior discussion boards thoroughly debated if the Curry-Ellis pair would really work out. Nonetheless, the pair was attracted enough to bring David Lee to Golden State. But the acquisition of Lee was not the highlight of the summer of 2010, not by a mile. Number 5 is Goodbye Mr. Cohan. Would you rather have an owner that rarely attends games and rarely pays up for winning teams, or an owner like Mark Cuban who is a true fan of the sport and has a burning desire to win? Well, Christopher Cohan was more like the first one. Waking up during a summer day and finding out that Cohan would finally be selling the team was like winning a championship in Warriors land. More satisfyingly enough, Forbes billionaire and Oracle CEO Larry Ellison was one of the known bidders for the team. The man had one of the deepest pockets in the world, would surely win the bid, right? Wrong again. The team of Peter Guber and Joe Lacob ended up buying the team for $450 million, and Warrior fans were stunned. They wanted Ellison and his never-ending bank account. Instead, they got a movie guy and the minority owner of the Celtics. Boy, were Warrior fans proven wrong. Joe Lacob would show up nearly every home game in the same exact seat. He wanted to win, so much so that he hired the logo, Jerry West, as a board member / consultant the following year. West had an eye for talent and brought immediate credibility to the Warriors organization. This eye for talent showed when he instrumentally vouched for the lanky shooting guard out of Washington State during the 2011 NBA draft. When the logo speaks, you listen, and the Warriors did, picking Klay Thompson with the 11th pick of the 2011 NBA draft. Days before the draft, though, Lacob initiated a full-fledged culture change with number 4 on the list, Mark Jackson. The well-respected Brooklyn point guard had one goal for the Warriors: defense. Jackson challenged everyone on the defensive end to show hustle and intensity. Jackson was immediately a coach that players respected. The defensive culture reached its peak when during the season the Warriors traded homegrown star Monte Ellis to Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut. Bogut brought interior defense to the Warriors that had been lacking for a very long time. The defensive upgrades were only getting started. Number 3 on the list is Draymond Green. The 2012 draft was a roller coaster for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes and Andre Drummond were clearly the top 2 players on the board at pick number 7, and either one would have been a great pick. The Warriors ultimately settled on Harrison Barnes because he fit a need at small forward. They went on to pick Festus Ezeli with the last pick in the first round, and Draymond Green in the second. Barnes showed promise as an athletic wing, and Ezeli proved to be a capable starter in place of injured Andrew Bogut. But who would have thought that their second round pick would show more promise than the first 2? Draymond did, and wowed Warrior fans with his versatility and intensity. He was an immediate threat to David Lee's spot in the starting lineup. Draymond took over for Lee due to injury, and the rest is history. Number 2 on the list is Andre Iguodala. Golden State was not even remotely an option for free agent Andre Iguodala. Due to cap restraints, Andre looked elsewhere for teams with the cap room, willing to give him a hefty contract. Reports were that he did indeed receive an offer from Sacramento, but ultimately, the Kings pulled their offer, which triggered Iguodala to tweet this: "The Warriors and Iguodala garnered mutual interest, which prompted the sign and trade Golden State with the help of his old team Denver and the Utah Jazz. Andre fit in like a glove. He immediately became the team's premier defender and a guy that would get others involved without demanding touches. Golden State failed to get out of the first round in Andre's first year with the Warriors, losing to the Clippers in 7. Finally, number 1 on the list is none other than Steve Kerr. Tension among the owners and Mark Jackson intensified in the offseason following the first round loss to the Clippers. Lacob and co. fired Jackson and brought in 5-time champion Steve Kerr to lead the squad during the 2014-2015 season. Kerr brought the idea of ball movement to Golden State, while still not abandoning the premise of defense first. Coach Kerr also made the ballsy addition to have Andre Iguodala come off the bench. This turned out to be a genius decision, as this helped the team go on to win 67 games en route to Golden State Warriors' first championship since 1975. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like because it does mean a lot. And I look forward to putting out more basketball content for you guys in the future. My question for this video for you guys is, who do you think is going to be surprise team in the next NBA season? I have a couple teams in mind, but I might make that a video later so we can discuss it more in depth. Talk to you guys later.